Tonight's match from Bloomington Stadium pits our own Jefferson Jaguars against their crosstown rival, the Kennedy High Eagles. With Leo Gilmartin, Todd Kim here from Bloomington Stadium. And Leo, the big rivalry game, East versus West in Bloomington. But right now, both teams at the opposite ends of the standings in the Lake Conference South. For Kennedy, 0-3 coming in tonight's game. They've had trouble moving the football and trouble stopping the running games of the opposing teams. But a win here tonight against their arch rival would be a big feather in the cap of the Eagles.
Yes, but in order for them to do that, Coach McKay has got to get their defense to stop that run. Jefferson is keen on the run this year. They're getting most of their offensive yards on their run. Of course, with Gary Getchman back there, getting 234 total yards so far, it's going to be really hard to stop him. But Kennedy will have a chance if they get their defensive line together to get that surge off to the start.
And for Jefferson, fresh off last week's 14-13 overtime victory over Minnetonka, Coach Bruno Waldner's got his team on track towards another possible playoff berth, and they don't want to be stopped tonight by their big rivals.
Well, they're looking forward to a big game. What they really got to do tonight is just play consistent and play their game, and they should have the victory. Jefferson coming in tonight, of course, is second in offense in the conference, and with Greg Wallace and Getchman coming back there in the backfield, their just offensive unit is just really strong this year.
We're about ready to start here from Bloomington Stadium. Kennedy has won the toss they've elected to receive, and Jefferson will kick off, and they will defend the north goal.
There are two changes in the Kennedy lineup.
Kennedy will be wearing the white. They're in the gold pants and the black trim. Jefferson will be wearing the blue with the silver helmets and silver pants.
Jeff Munson will kick off for the Jaguars.
Glad you could be with us tonight. Jeff Monson, number 37, will kick off for the Jaguars. Deep to receive for Kennedy will be number 35, Sean Weller. Your officials tonight, the referee, Jerry Fricky, the umpire, Kurt Steensland. The linesman will be Jim Peterson, and the line judge, Jim Fricky. We're just about underway. Monson now approaches the football. And this is Jaycox from about the 5. He gets out to around the 24-yard line and is brought down there by number 31, Reed Ganas, for Jefferson. 1st and 10 for Kennedy. They'll take over at their own 24-yard line.
And back in the starting lineup for Kennedy is Scott Schultz, who was injured 2 weeks ago, injured his ankle. And I tell you, Coach McKay is really glad to see him back there.
Scott Schultz, number 10, is the quarterback. The fullback, Jim Schmidt. The tailback, Sean Weller. They'll run out of the I. Schultz now in a reverse to Jaycox. He tries to get outside, and he won't get much running room there. He gets up to about the 25-yard line, and he was brought down by number 54, Mark Scheidel.
Jaycox, they don't have to spring Jaycox outside this time. Jaycox, of course, the sophomore. They need a big night from him in order to put Jefferson on the ropes.
2nd down and about 9. Schultz now gives it into Sean Weller, finds some running room as he squirts through to about the 31-yard line. And a pickup of about 6 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 from their own 31-yard line.
Well, your basic trap play right there. Just hope the line can open up a little hole for the back to get through there, which happened, and Weller get a good 7 or 8 yard pickup out of it.
The line for Kennedy, Ron DeChico, Brett Phillips, Larry Francis, Mark Brown, and Bruce Neal, the interior line. Kevin Sorensen, the tight end. 3rd down and about 3. This is the give inside, and it goes to Jaycox again, but he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down.
Jaycox, the ball carrier.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close, and maybe that extra surge maybe got him. I think they don't have to measure it for it.
On the 34.
There's going to be a measurement. We'd like to remind you that this is WJAG-TV, Jefferson High School, Bloomington, an affiliate station of BEC-TV, your Bloomington educational cable channel 17D.
There's a question tonight whether Jaycox can play the entire game this night, because he's being a sophomore. He might have played the JV game yesterday, and in the high school rules here, you are only allowed to play 5 quarters of football a week. So it'll be interesting to see later on in the game if Jay Cox is still in there.
Setting the rest of the offense for Kennedy, wide receivers are number 29, Matt Zelmer, and number 27, Troy Anderson. The defense for Jefferson, they'll start Mike Bailey and Reed Ganas at the ends. The tackles are Derek Johnson and Eric Napola. The nose guard, Tom Kendall. Linebackers, Trent Dory and Chris Weichel. The corners are Bob Grobel and Kevin Lynch. The strong safety is Todd Susan. And the free safety, number 37, Jeff Monson. We do have a injured Jefferson player down.
Can't quite make out his number right there. It looked like they're working on his ankle though right now. That Jefferson lineup, that defense, has been playing tight together all year, led by Reed Ganas. He's just had a pretty good year on defense, and they don't need to be able to contain the ends on Jay Cox in order to shut Kennedy down tonight.
There you see a couple of the mascots here with us tonight. Big inter-city rivalry between Jefferson and Kennedy. Might want to mention Jefferson did win last year's game 27-8. And they will look to do that again this year.
Yeah, these two teams, they don't need any help getting up for this game. They've been waiting for it all summer long and all season long. They finally get it. They're up. They're ready to play.
It looks like the injured Jaguar on the field is number 64, Trent Dory, one of the linebackers in that 5-2 defense. And he'll walk off under his own with a little help of somebody.
I believe they're sending Gary Getchman in to take his place.
Now we will have the measurement. Just short. It's going to bring up 4th down, and it looks like Kennedy will decide to punt it away, being on their own 34-yard line. In to do the punting for Kennedy will be Rick Anderson. Jeff Monson back deep for Jefferson. It's away, fairly short. Looks like it's going to be a fair catch taken by Tim Morse. And he's just about the 42-yard line, 43-yard line. 1st and 10 now for Jefferson as they take over in good field position.
And on offense, you got to look for the leadership of John Parkinson, the senior out there. His passing stats haven't been all that glamorous this year, but he's done a heck of a job just putting this team, keeping this team together and leading them down the field.
Setting the offense now for Jefferson, John Parkinson, the quarterback, Gary Getchman at fullback. The halfbacks are Tim Morse and Greg Wallace. They'll start in the wing tee. Kevin Lynch is split to the near side. The give is to Gary Getchman as he spins around inside and picks up about 3 yards on the play, up to about the 46-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Jaguars.
Kennedy has got to be looking for Getchman on 1st and 2nd down. They love to run to him, and they love to run in those traps.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Kennedy will run a 5-2 monster. Motion now by Morse. The handoff goes inside to Getchman again, and he's stacked up there after little or no gain. And, Leo, this is what Kennedy needs to do. They've given up a lot of yards rushing the football the first 3 games. They needed to stop the Jefferson Jaguars' ground attack.
Most definitely. They got to have that line. They got to get the surge. They can't let the Jefferson offensive line get them. And they got to contain Getchman, and they got to contain Wallace on those inside runs.
3rd down and 7 yards to go. Lynch back splitting to the near side. They line up in the one-back offense. Here's Parkinson now. He will roll. He looks downfield and tries to hit number 28, Tim Morse, on the flat pass, but it's incomplete. And Kevin Lynch, number 9, the wide receiver, fell down as he was running his pattern.
Yes, I noticed that. They looked like he run him a little button hook in, and he slipped on the turn. It's a little bit cold out there right now. The ball's getting a little frozen. The hands are getting cold, so there might be a few dropped passes here early going.
4th down now and 7 for Jefferson. And it looks like we may have a punt here. We're not quite sure. Monson starts to line up as quarterback, but then Now John Parkinson will be back doing the punting. Mike Dahl deep for Kennedy. And now we're going to have, looks like a delay of game as they took an awfully lot of time to get that play off. It looked like there was some confusion from the sidelines before that play.
Either that or I think they were going on a long count in hopes to draw Kennedy offside and maybe gain that first down or at least another shot at it.
Referee Jerry Fricke will mark off the penalty. That'll push them back to their own 41-yard line and bring up 4th down and about 12 now.
Right now, Kennedy and Coach McKay has got to be happy with Kennedy defense, but they got to do this for 4 quarters. They're playing very well so far.
Brian Bischoff and number 30, Mike Dahl, will be deep to receive the punt of John Parkinson. No rush, the kick is away. Fairly high and deep, pushing Bischoff way back to the 10-yard line, and that'll roll into the end zone. A nice punt by John Parkinson. Count it for 59 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Kennedy at their own 20-yard line, and we're down to 8:32 remaining first quarter action.
Well, Parkinson got all of that one, and the only problem is that it took a Jefferson roll, but it rolled a little bit too much on into the end zone.
Kennedy now will start their second series. Troy Anderson split to the near side. Matt Zelmer split to the wide. Scott Schultz, your quarterback. Here's the inside handoff to the fullback. That's Jim Schmidt, who gets a good size gain as he fights off tacklers to about the 28-yard line. Pickup of about 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Schmidt doing exactly what a fullback's supposed to do, just put that head down and try and get as many yards as he can. They like to throw when Scott Schultz is in at quarterback. Let's see if they start to open it up a little bit here.
2nd down and 2 now as we see a full house backfield for Kennedy. There's the give, and little or no gain that time for Sean Weller, the tailback, as he's cut down.
Weichel made the tackle.
Cut down in there by Chris Weichel, the linebacker, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 1, just shy of the 30-yard line. Oh, now they say he got a 1st down.
It's a 1st down on the 30.
So 1st down for Kennedy at the 30-yard line, their initial 1st down of the evening. Zelmer split to the far side. Full house backfield. We see the wishbone now. The handoff on the trap play is to Jaycox, and he gets little or no gain. Trying the left side of that line, maybe picked up a yard. And it'll bring up 2nd down and about 9 from the 31.
Kennedy right now just trying to feel out the Jefferson defense and try and see what formations they'll be throwing at him. I think eventually that Kennedy will have to start opening up their game, running some options and some bootlegs.
2nd down and 9 now for Kennedy. Down to 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter. We see the wishbone again. This time the give over the right side is to Sean Weller. Over the right side. He didn't get much. Maybe a gain of about 2. And he's brought down by number 73, Derek Johnson, the big tackle for the Jaguars.
It's 3rd and 7.
Keep on running those traps and running those traps. It's going to be too easy for Jefferson to read those. They got to start mixing their plays up and keeping Jefferson, keeping their defense honest.
3rd down now and 7. Troy Anderson, the wide receiver, split to the near side. We see the wishbone backfield once again. Schultz now, play action pass. He rolls, looking. Scrambling now, dumps it off, and this is up for grabs, and it's knocked down there by number 37, Jeff Monson. He was looking for Kevin Sorensen, the tight end, and lofted it as he was running to his left. A very tough pass under pressure.
They were trying to go deep to Sorensen, but Sorensen was covered and had to come back. And Schultz did a good job of getting out of the pressure, but the pressure just kept on coming after him. And finally, he had to just throw it up for grabs. And you hate to see that when you're a coach, but doing the punting now for Kennedy will be Rick Anderson.
Back deep is Monson again for Jefferson. Not much of a rush, real low. Monson will call for a fair catch right about the 46-yard line as he had to dive up. Another short punt that time by Anderson, and Jefferson will take over at their own 46-yard line, 1st and 10, with 6:01 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, 2 times now Jefferson has had good field position, but they haven't been able to capitalize on it. Jefferson's got to start mixing up their pass and run game and try and get that ball in the end zone.
Setting up the offense now for Jefferson. Bangasser and Sotgar the guards, Mike Johnson the center, Derek Johnson the tackle. Here's the handoff now. Inside it goes to Getchman as he pounds his way up to about midfield. And we've got a flag down on the play.
Not quite sure what happened on that. Maybe they're pointing towards Kennedy, so it might be an offsides call.
They're talking now with one of the Jefferson captains. Looks like they're talking with Derek Johnson. And it appears that the call will go against the Eagles. And it's a big one, Leo.
It is. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct call. Probably a late flag after the play. Someone tried to get a little extra hit there or grabbed a face mask. Face mask, I should say, sorry.
So tack it on to the end of the run. It takes Jefferson well into Kennedy territory at their 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Jefferson showing the full house backfield. John Parkinson is your quarterback. The handoff is to Getchman as he pounds over the left side. Not a lot of running room there, but he squirts out for about 3 or 4 yards. Make it 2nd down and 7.
That's the beauty of Getchman. He takes what seems to be a nowhere street and turns it into a good 3 or 4 yard gain.
Kevin Van Overbeck, the linebacker for Kennedy, made the stop, along with some help with Dave Schoenhofen. 2nd down and 7. Now Lynch splits to the near side. And we've got another flag, and maybe somebody could have lined up in the neutral zone there.
Looks like it's going against Kennedy again, a little offsides against Kennedy.
Must have been lining up in the neutral zone. That'll make it 2nd down now and 2 from just inside the Kennedy 30-yard line.
Coach McKay probably doesn't like this very much. He's getting his defensive line to play very well tonight. And I think they're a little too excited and they're lining offside. But when you get a defensive unit playing so well, and it really hurts when you get those penalties, it's aiding Jefferson really, really well here.
So 2nd down and 2. We have 5 minutes, 7 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. No score, but Jefferson threatening now in Kennedy territory. Lynch split to the near side. Deuce backfield. Now motion by Morse. The handoff goes inside to number 28. Number 28 is Tim Morris, and he gets a big gain down to about the 16-yard line.
Looked like Chuck Stevenson on there, on that play in the backfield, had to come up to make the stop.
Kennedy now threatening. They're at the 16-yard, or Jefferson now threatening. They're at the 16-yard line of Kennedy. 1st and 10. Parkinson now. Lynch is split to the left. Motion this time by Tim Morse, and the handoff goes inside. Gary Getchman pounding his way over that big left side of the Jefferson line and gets down to about the 11-yard line, making a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5.
Well, Getchman's getting those very important first 5 yards on the first down. You like to see him get 5 or 6 yards on the first play, and that opens up a lot more for the Jefferson offense, a lot more options they can do.
2nd down and 5. This time Lynch splits to the far side. Morse in motion, the handoff on the inside this time. Number 29, Greg Wallace, a flag goes down.
Flag on the play. Wallace was the ball carrier.
And it looks like they're talking to the Kennedy captain this time, and it might be an illegal block on Jefferson.
Either that or a holding. Appears that it might be a holding. Well, they don't mark it off against him.
Penalty is called against Jefferson.
It'll go for 15 yards, a big one.
Maybe
this will take Jefferson way out to about the 26-yard line, and they had run the ball down near the 11 before the play. Jerry Fricke will make the call now. It's a personal foul, blocking below the waist, an illegal block. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 20 from the 26-yard line.
A lot of the kids overexcited here tonight.
Lynch splits to the near side. John Parkinson, the quarterback. Getchman and Morris in the backfield. This time the handoff, quick opener to Getchman as he twists and turns his way down to about the 21-yard line. Pickup of about 5. It'll bring up 3rd and about 15.
Well, that's the 2nd time they've run a misdirection play. Getchman, of course, getting that one, and they both worked pretty good. Morris got that first one for a good 15, 20-yard pickup.
3rd down and 5. Lynch this time splits to the far side. Deuce backfield, Morse now in motion. The fake on the play, Parkinson will roll. He doesn't have any receivers, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. Leading the charge that time was number 30, Mike Dahl, for Kennedy. It'll bring up 4th down and about 11 or 12 on the play.
Well, Parkinson rolling out right there. He had no other option except to tuck that ball in his chest and just run with it. Look down, he had nothing else.
Bill Wortman, number 8, will come on to try and put the first points on the board. The leading kicker in the Lake Conference South. He'll try one from about 35 yards. Kevin Lynch will hold. From the right hash mark now. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it looks like it's just going to be a little short and to the right. And the kick is no good, and taking over from there will be Kennedy, 1st and 10, and we still have no score. 2:52 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, Wortman coming into the game, he was 1 for 1 on his field goal attempts. Had the right aim, but just didn't have enough leg behind it. Big break here for the Kennedy Eagles.
Kennedy will take over from their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Looking for their first victory of the young season. 29, Matt Zeller splits to the near side. Now we see the I formation again. Schultz gives inside, the 2nd man through, that's Zeller. Sean Zeller breaks out to about the 28-yard line. Good pickup of about 8 on the play. And leading the blocking that time, the right guard Mark Brown and the right tackle Bruce Neal for the Eagles.
Well, Brown and Neal did open up a good-sized hole for him there. Finally, Todd Susan had to come up from the backfield to put the stop.
2nd down and about 2 for Kennedy. Troy Anderson is split to the near side. We see the wishbone backfield once again. Here's the give now to Zeller as he dives over the 30-yard line. Looks like he has enough for the 1st down. Pickup of about 2 or 3 on the play. And it is a 1st down for Kennedy on their own 31-yard line. We're down to 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. First quarter action.
Still a feeling out process for both teams here, trying to figure out what each other's going to do on offense and defense. You'll see a lot more different formations and defenses showing in the 2nd quarter.
Now we see the I backfield once again. Here's the handoff. It's going to be to Jaycock. Jaycock's on a reverse, and he's going to get nothing. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards. Leading the play that time, number 31, Reed Ganas, and also Kevin Lynch, the cornerback, was in there for Jefferson.
That's one of Jefferson's strong points. Very good at containing the run on the outside. Jaycock's tried to get outside. They just couldn't spring him. He couldn't turn the corner.
It'll bring up 2nd down and 13 now for Kennedy. Down to 1:38 remaining in the first quarter. We see the wishbone backfield once again. Troy Anderson split to the far side. The fake and the roll by Schultz. He'll look for the screen as he dumps it over the middle. Intended there for number 27. That was Troy Anderson, but it was incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 13.
Well, Schultz doing a very good job of putting the fake on and rolling out. Had his receiver, just threw it a little short.
Mike Bailey and Derek Johnson putting on pressure that time for the Jaguars. Made Schultz hurry his throw, and he couldn't complete the rollout.
And that's what Jefferson's have to do. They like to throw with Schultz in, but they got to put that pressure when Schultz drops back.
3rd down now and about 13. Matt Zellmer split to the near side. Wishbone backfield once again for Kennedy. Blitz is on. The handoff to Sean Zeller. He breaks over right tackle for a few. Gets up to around the 34-yard line, but it will be way short of the first down, and Kennedy will have to punt it away here with 1 minute, 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Monson drops deep with Getchman. And also Greg Wallace back there deep. Rick Anderson to punt. He's already gotten off 2 very short kicks into this strong wind. No rush. The kick is away. Off the side of his foot again, and this is going to be number 29. Greg Wallace making the fair catch at about his own 43-yard line, and Jefferson will take over 1st and 10 from there.
Well, Wallace and Peterson kind of collided on catching that. Kennedy's got to get some deeper kicks and put Jefferson deeper in the hole. Jefferson's having some very good field position. Fortunately for Kennedy, they haven't been able to turn it into any points. But you can't give them that good field position all night, otherwise they will.
The Jaguars come to the line. Kevin Lynch split to the near side. John Parkinson is the quarterback. This time Parkinson rolls. He'll look. He's going to try and dump it for Getchman up at about midfield, but it went out of bounds. Incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And putting on pressure that time for Kennedy was number 78, Steve Solarczyk.
Well, Parkinson rolling out. He wasn't quite sure if he had Getchman wide open, so he let him a little bit. It was a very good, smart thing to do. You want to throw it towards the outside, towards the sideline, in case there was a hidden defender that Parkinson did not see.
Just 31 seconds remaining. First quarter action. No score from Bloomington Stadium. 2nd down and 10 for Jefferson. This time the handoff on the inside reverse, and it will go to Greg Wallace, and he's cut down in the backfield. Making the play that time, number 14, Kevin Gilligan, for Kennedy as he came through, and nobody picked him up that time, Leo.
Well, Jefferson trying to be a little tricky here in the early going, but they forgot to trick Kevin Gilligan. Gilligan just stayed right there, read the play very well, stayed at home as they speak, and made a very nice tackle.
That'll be the last play of the first quarter as time expires from Bloomington Stadium. I'd like to remind you this is WJAG-TV, Jefferson High School, Bloomington, an affiliate station of BEC-TV, Bloomington Educational Cable, Channel 17D.
Well, coming back into this game, Coach McKay has got to be pretty pleased with his defense. They've held Jefferson's offense very well, containing Getchman and Wallace, and not letting Parkinson have enough time back there to find an open receiver.
Jefferson penetrated the Kennedy zone once, but a big penalty set him back, and then they couldn't capitalize on the field goal. Start of the second quarter now. It'll be 3rd down and about 14 for Jefferson on their own 36-yard line. Parkinson back to pass, looks to set up a screen, and he's got Wallace over the right side. He's got some room, and then he's brought down as he gets up near midfield. Gain of about 10 on the play, but it's going to leave him about 3 yards short for that first down.
Well, Wallace being a secondary receiver there, Parkinson wanted to go deep in the middle. Instead, he had to settle for the inside screen, as they call it, and it was a pretty good gainer for him, but unfortunately not good enough.
4th down and 3 now from midfield. Jefferson will go back to punt. John Parkinson, the quarterback, will do the punting.
Got off a beautiful one last time.
Brian Bischoff is deep. This time making the fair catch will be Mike Dahl, number 30, at his own 25-yard line. And a nice punt into the wind for John Parkinson to keep Kennedy deep in their own end. And the battle of field position is being won right now by Jefferson.
Definitely. Jefferson has been able to put Kennedy back at least behind their own 30-yard line and make them really work to get that extra point, to get those points, whereas Kennedy has been giving Jefferson the ball continuously between the 35 and 45-yard line.
First down and 10 for Kennedy. We see the I formation once again. Scott Schultz is your quarterback. Now the give to the second man through. That's Sean Zeller, breaks a few tackles and gets up to about the 34-yard line. Sean Weller, the tailback in that I formation. He's brought down by number 34, Todd Susan, for the Jaguars. Second down and 2 from about the 33-yard line.
Well, that's exactly right there what Kennedy needs to do. They need to get something in the middle and open up. There you see him get through. Susan came by and made a very nice tackle. If not, he may have been able to get another 10 yards.
Second down and 2 for Kennedy. Here's the give now. There's a fumble on the play and a scramble for it. It looked like Schultz and the fullback Jim Schmidt were crossed up on their handoff in the inside, and it looks like Jefferson has the ball, and they do. 32-yard line of Kennedy. Looked like number 77, Eric Napola, came down, came up with the ball at the 32-yard line.
Big play right now for Jefferson. Kennedy unfortunately had the miscue, but it's very important here for Jefferson to convert that turnover into some points. And it's also be a good chance for the Kennedy defense to get pumped up here and stop the Jefferson offense.
Jeff Monson split to the far side. Here's the give inside to Greg Wallace as he tries to over left tackle, and he's cut down there by number 36, Paul Moe. Make it second down and 11 from the 33-yard line of Kennedy. Setting the Kennedy defense, Kevin Gilligan at one end, Jay Miller the other. Steve Stularsik, Dave Schoenhofen are the tackles, and Tim Norby is the nose guard. Second down, about 11. Wallace goes in motion. Here's Parkinson back to pass, looks for Monson, and just behind him and almost picked off. Jeff Monson got a hand on it. And number 12, Brian Bischoff, almost had the interception. It'll be third down and about 11 from the 34-yard line. Here's the replay. The ball just behind Monson and knocked off and almost picked off there by Bischoff. Third down and about 11. Monson is split to the near side. Motion again by Greg Wallace. Parkinson looks for Wallace in the flats. He's got him down to about the 25-yard line. Knocked out of bounds there by Chuck Stevenson, number 5 for Kennedy, but we do have a flag on the play, and it appears to be in the backfield of Jefferson.
There is a flag on the play.
And now it looks like it's going to go against Kennedy as he's talking to some of the Jefferson players. Down to 9:23 remaining in the first half, and a scoreless tie so far. Referee Jerry Fricke talking it over with Gary Getchman, number 33, the Jefferson fullback. It's going to be a big one. They're going to tack it on to the end of the run. And that'll take the ball inside the 15-yard line of Kennedy to about the 12 as we await the call from Jerry Fricke.
Somebody you know, tell me what that call is. Timeout, Kennedy.
And now Kennedy will take a timeout. That's their first one of the half. 9:23 remaining. First half action. I'd like to remind you this is WJAG-TV, Jefferson High School, Bloomington, an affiliate station of BEC-TV, or Bloomington Educational Cable Channel 17D. Well, Jefferson, their last time they had the football, penetrated to the 11-yard line of Kennedy before a big illegal block penalty took them back 15 yards. And then Bill Wortman missed on a 35-yard field goal attempt as we're in the early moments here of the second quarter. And surprisingly enough, a 0-0 tie. Jefferson at 3-0 atop the Lake Conference South. Kennedy 0-3. They're at the bottom of the Lake Conference. Last week, Kennedy was beaten 28-0 by Burnsville, while Jefferson squeaked out a 14-13 overtime victory over Minnetonka. Setting the rest of the defense now for Kennedy. The linebackers in that 5-2, Paul Moe, number 36, and Kevin Van Overbeck, number 45. The left corner is number 30, Mike Dahl. The right cornerback, number 5, Chuck Stevenson. The rover in there, number 12, Brian Bischoff. He'll be the monster man for Kennedy as he roams all over the field. And the free safety, number 85, Ron Bell. Nice night for football, a little chilly, and we've got a nice breeze out of the north as Jefferson moves that way here against Kennedy. There you see some of the crowd here at Bloomington Athletic Stadium, enjoying the game between the two crosstown rivals, the West Siders of Jefferson against the East Siders of Kennedy. Now we see Jerry Fricke talking over the penalty, it looks like, with Coach Mike McKay of Kennedy. And we didn't see Fricke give a signal yet, Jerry Fricke, the referee. But it will be first down and 10 for Jefferson there at the 12-yard line. Now it looks like they made a mistake marking off the football. And maybe there will be no foul after all. Now Jerry Fricke talking over Bruno Waldner what the call was. Apparently, maybe the foul would be tacked on at the previous spot, not the end of the run. And that may be what Bruno Waldner and Jerry Fricke are talking about right now. Once again, our referee is Jerry Fricke, the umpire Kurt Steensland, the linesman Jim Peterson, and the line judge is Jim Fricke. We're still having a lot of confusion out here as to what the call was. It appeared that it was against Kennedy, but we're waiting to see what the mark-off is and if there will be one. There you see Bruno Waldner, not happy about the way things have been going here in the early stages of the second quarter. His team heavily favored tonight, and they're tied 0-0 with their crosstown rivals, the Kennedy Eagles. It looks like maybe that's what it is. They're going to mark the penalty from the previous spot.
From the line of scrimmage.
And that will bring the ball inside the 20 anyway, at about the 17. So after all that, we had a change of 5 yards.
Well, no matter how long it takes, Jefferson's got to be happy with where they are. Hopefully John Parks will be able to punch across this time.
It was a holding call against Kennedy. And 5 minutes later, we find out it was from the previous spot that they should have marked it, not the end of the run. So 1st and 10 now for Jefferson as they threaten for the second time tonight The first time a big illegal block penalty took him out of scoring range. Full house backfield now. John Parkinson is your quarterback. Double tight end. The handoff goes to Getchman as he works his way, spins around inside. He gets down to just about the 15-yard line, maybe inside. A pickup of about 2 on the play. Make it 2nd down and 8 from the 15.
Well, I don't think Jefferson will try and fool anybody right now. They're some basically run Getchman right, Getchman left. A lot of off tackles and maybe 1 or 2 wide. Getchman's their best bet, just to punch it in and drive it in to that end zone.
Down to 8:45 remaining in the first half, a surprisingly low-scoring first half. Here's Parkinson now, full house backfield, double tight ends again. This time the handoff is to Getchman again as he pounds over right side. Finds the running room tough, gets about 2 more yards on the play. Brian Bischoff again with the tackle.
3rd and 6.
He's the defensive end for the Kennedy Eagles.
Kennedy Eagles just playing excellent defense so far this evening. Coach McKay's got them really ready for this one. They're holding the run and they're putting a little pressure on Parkinson when he drops back to pass.
Big play now for Jefferson, 3rd down and about 6. Monson split to the near side, deuce backfield. Fake on the play. Parkinson across the middle for Deegan. He's got it at about the 1-yard line. Number 88, Bob Deegan, the big tight end, with the completion over the middle. Make it 1st and goal at about the 3-yard line for Jefferson.
Well, right there, it's exactly what Jefferson needed right there, is a big play to kind of get them out of their rut. They've been only be able to pick up 4 or 5 yards of play. They needed that pass play to kind of break the ice.
1st and goal now for Jefferson. They go to the double tight end offense. They'll try and punch it in. Here's Getchman driving down to the goal line. He stood up there and does not get into the end zone. And making a good play that time was number 38, Jay Miller, for the Eagles.
Well, right now, this is where we'll find out if Kennedy really did come play tonight. Got a goal line defense situation. If Kennedy can stop him here and make him settle for a field goal or a field goal attempt, it's got to give him a big emotional boost.
2nd down and goal from the 2. 7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. 2nd quarter action. Full house backfield. Parkinson again at quarterback. Gives it to Getchman this time. He dives in and he'll go in, standing up for the touchdown. Gary Getchman, number 33, the fullback in that offense for Jefferson, gets the touchdown, and they're on top 6-0 after a 5-play drive.
Well, as I said, Kennedy knew exactly what to expect on that play. They knew Getchman was coming. They just didn't know if he was coming right or left. That time he took off the left tackle, and luckily the left tackle made a little hole for him, and he danced on into the end zone.
Bill Wortman will attempt the extra point. Kevin Lynch, number 9, will hold. The ball is spotted. The kick is up, and it is good. And as they come back up the field, 7:05 remaining first half action. The Jefferson Jaguars lead the Kennedy Eagles 7-0.
Well, I think that's exactly what all Jefferson needed. They needed someone or something to break the ice, and that big pass play and that touchdown, I think, did exactly that. I think you'll see a change Jefferson team both offensively and defensively throughout the rest of the game. Kennedy right now has got to come up. They can't get their heads down. They got to come right back and put some more pressure on and get some points of their own up on the board.
Jefferson draws first blood here tonight. Jeff Monson will tee it up to kick off to Kennedy. Sean Weller back deep for Kennedy. Along with Jay Miller. Some happy fans from the Jefferson Jaguars side of the field. They lead the game 7-0. Jeff Monson set to kick off from the 40-yard line. Monson, short kick, and it's taken there Around the outside it goes, and number 39, Rick Anderson, taking the kick and running it back to about his 30-yard line. Kennedy will take over from there, 1st and 10. Down to 6:58 remaining first half.
I believe this is probably the best field position Kennedy has had all evening. Kennedy has got to do something offensively to make Jefferson's defense play honest and play kind of a guessing game with their offense.
Troy Anderson, number 27, will split to the near side. We see that wishbone backfield again for Kennedy. Schultz now gives it to the second man through. That's Sean Heller. Heller moves his way out to about the 33-yard line. Make it 2nd and 7 for Kennedy.
I think Kennedy's going to have to start opening up. I think they're going to have to put Schultz back to pass, run some gadget plays or something just to get the offensive people moving and the defensive people guessing.
2nd and 7. Anderson splits to the far side this time. They're staying with that wishbone. This time Jaycox gets the call and he breaks into the secondary and has the first down as he stretches for more yards just over the 40-yard line. Brought down by number 29, Greg Wallace for Jefferson.
Bailey made the tackle.
And on that play, this is the type of play Kennedy's really got to have for the rest of the night. They got to get that play up the middle and out to the outside. There you see Jaycox getting through on the left side. Good 8 or 9 yard pickup on that one.
1st and 10 now from their own 41. We see the I formation this time. The reverse this time goes to Jaycox. He looks to cut it upfield and he almost gets through. He squirts out to about the 46-yard line. Pickup of about 4, but he almost squirted through for a big gain.
Yes, he did. Jaycox made an excellent cut on that one. It seemed like he had nothing. He was going to be hit for a loss. Then all of a sudden he made that quick plant off the left foot, cut to his right, and he almost broke one for a long gainer.
Joe Jaycox, just a sophomore in that Kennedy offense. Here we see the I formation again. This time Matt Zelmer split to the far side. We got another fumble on the play. Looks like Kennedy recovered it, but it appeared they were going to run the option, and on the ride on the fullback inside, the ball became loose, but Schultz recovered his own fumble. Make it 3rd and 5, and a key play now in that drive.
It's a very key play. I'm not sure if they're just miscuing on the plays here or if Schultz got a little too close to the back on that one.
Big play in this drive. 3rd down and 5, down to 4 minutes 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's the give to Jaycox. He's hit immediately in the line of scrimmage, and he'll get no gain. That time coming through was number 79, Tom Kendall, and also Eric Nopole was in there on the stop. Make it 4th down and 6 from their own 46-yard line. And the fumble play that time, Leo, really hurt him.
It really hurt him there, but the big play for Kennedy turned out to be a big play for Jefferson. Jefferson defense held him right there after a big scoring play, and now the momentum's almost all on Jefferson's side.
Rick Anderson back to punt. He'll have a light breeze at his back this time. Monson is deep. The kick this time off the side of his foot again. He might get a nice bounce, but it goes out of bounds.
Anderson's kick is out of bounds.
Very short kick of about 20 yards, and the kick goes out of bounds at the 34-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Jefferson. And they lead the ball game 7-0, 4:08 to go, 2nd quarter.
Well, with field position as good as they've been having all night, Jefferson's got to be able to put more points on than they have already. I think after that last drive, I think they're a little more comfortable with themselves, and they'll start trying a little more things and probably getting a few more yards on each play.
Jefferson now with the ball. John Parkinson, your quarterback. Kevin Lynch is the wide receiver. He's split out to the near side. Deuce backfield. Now Morse in motion. He'll get the ball on the sweep as he cuts upfield, and he's met there after about a 3-yard gain by number 38, Jay Miller. The right defensive end. Pickup of 3, 2nd down, 7.
Well, Morris has been having a fairly decent year. He's been averaging just under 3 yards a game.
2nd down, 7 yards to go from their own 39-yard line. Morris in motion again. Parkinson fakes. He looks across the middle for Deegan. He's got him again at about midfield. and just over to the 49-yard line of Kennedy. Bob Deegan just on a post pattern, the big tight end, and Parkinson hit him again, first down and 10.
Parkinson did a very good job. He rolled out there and he was able to see. He had a jump to look over the Kennedy defense, but he spotted him wide open right in the middle for a good first down gain.
3:28 remaining, first half. Jefferson would like to get another touchdown or field goal on the board here before halftime. Morrison motion, he gets the ball. This is Greg Wallace. Wallace cuts to the outside, he's got some running room, and now he's brought down after a gain of about 15 yards in the play. Brought down that time by number 85, Ron Bell, the free safety. And Leo, he saved a touchdown that time as Wallace had lots of running room.
He sure did. Wallace got around on the outside, and he was able to turn the corner. Once the back is able to turn the corner, they're able to see the field much better and started putting those moves on him. Wallace, it's nothing new for Wallace. He's been having a very good year so far. He's had 131 yards so far, and for a 4.7 yard per carry average, and he's even had one touchdown on the year.
Down to 3:12 remaining. As we get down to the next couple minutes, we might see the Jaguars use their timeouts. John Parkinson over center, Mike Johnson. This time the give is to Getchman, and he'll go nowhere as he's stacked up after a loss of about 2 on the play. And inside on the defense, Tim Norby, the big nose guard, number 88, and Steve Stularsik, number 78, the left tackle in that Eagle defense. Nice play there to stop the run.
They don't need both of those to stop the run. They need to get them into the backfield, almost have them be another back on the Jefferson team in order to get the momentum back on Kennedy's side.
And almost more importantly now, the clock still runs with they're keeping the ball on the ground, so the clock's still running here.
I think Jefferson's satisfied right now. I think they got enough time to get another score. They don't want to leave too much time on for, as you see, Parkinson roll out.
Here's Lynch, nice catch, diving catch. At about the 26-yard line. It'll be short of the first down by about 1.5 yards or 2 yards. A nice catch that time from Kevin Lynch. For Kevin Lynch, as he just ran an out pattern that time as the defense was playing off him.
Well, that one Lynch just did exactly what he do, just run a little 10-yard and out, and he was right there. Fortunately, Parkinson didn't put the ball right on the money, but Lynch was able to make a nice diving catch to save the play.
Down to 1 minute 54 seconds remaining, 3rd down and 2. Big play here for Jefferson. The give is to Getchman. He tries to weave his way around, and he'll get nowhere as a big rush that time was put on by number 79. And that, or 78 rather, Steve Stularsik in there for Kennedy. And no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 4th and 4 for Jefferson.
Getting back to the time clock situation, I think Coach Waldner was happy with where he was at, and he thought he was going to get more out of this drive. He didn't want to leave Kennedy too much time on the clock so they can get something going.
4th down and 4. Jefferson will go for it. Here's Parkinson, back to pass. He looks over the middle for Deegan. It might be picked off there, but it's dropped by number 85, Ron Bell, the free safety, and he threw it to the wrong side. Deegan was looking over his right shoulder, threw it over his left shoulder, and Bell almost had the interception.
Well, I wasn't quite sure who he was throwing it to, Ron Bell or his own receiver. Bell was right there, and of course, as you say, it was a gamble pass. I think he almost was determined to throw it to him right there. Had him all the way. It looked like he kind of stumbled on the play and fell also.
1 minute, 4 seconds remaining, first half. We see the wishbone formation on their own 28-yard line. Kennedy looks like they'll be content to run out the clock, and Weller tries to break into the secondary. Pickup of about 8 on the play. And making the stop that time for Jefferson was number 29, Greg Wallace.
On the inside handoff to Weller. I think they are content with running the clock out, but I think they're also trying to look and see if someone like Weller could bust one loose and possibly get a long touchdown run.
Inside 40 seconds now remaining in the first half. We see Skamstrad now split to the near side along with Anderson. Across the middle, Schultz, he almost has his receiver. Number 81, Kevin Sorensen, the tight end. But Munson was there to make a good play. Bring up 3rd and 1 now. The clock stopped. Only 28 seconds remaining.
Very good pass play. The ball was right there on the money. Just an excellent defensive play by Jeff Munson coming from the middle to put a very hard hit on the receiver there, forcing the ball to come loose.
3rd and 1 now. Matt Zeller split to the near side, and the give is on the reverse to Jaycox as he cuts over the left side. He's got some running room. He cuts upfield, and he's to about the 47-yard line. That'll be enough for the first down, and the clock will stop as they move the chains. 1st and 10 for Kennedy.
Even if they don't get a score out of this drive, it's got to do a lot for the morale of the Kennedy offense, because they're moving the ball really well now. They're getting some very good pass plays and some very good running plays out of that offense. And they got to be able to take that back in the locker room and say, hey, we can do it. We got some yardage. We can force the ball down the field and get our own points.
Kennedy now takes their 2nd timeout. Only 21 seconds remaining in the first half. Jefferson leads the ball game 7-0.
They probably look for something deep down out on the sideline so they can get one more pass completion, get it out of bounds, either set up one more play or even possibly a field goal chance.
Glad to have you along tonight. Just a reminder, we will have the Jefferson High Jaguar Marching Band at halftime, and they always put on a good show for the fans here at Bloomington Stadium.
They sure do, and the fans here really love them. They all stay in their seats and watch that band go out there and do their thing. I really enjoy watching them myself.
There you see the Kennedy huddle. Scott Schultz.
Well, we'll see what they're going to do on this one here.
1st down and 10. On their 47-yard line, Schultz goes back to pass. He looks over the middle. The ball is tipped there. Looks like by number 36, Chris Weichel. Anderson was the intended receiver, but Weichel was there to break it up. 2nd down and 10 from the 47.
Well, he threw it in the middle of a host of Jefferson defenders, and Kennedy was lucky that they just got a knocked ball down. Right now they should just run the clock out and sit on the ball.
2nd down and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Schultz back to pass again. He's being rushed. He looks, he goes upfield, and the ball is tipped there by number 33, Gary Getchman, the linebacker. And he was intending it for number 81, Kevin Sorensen, the tight end. Only 10 seconds now remaining in the half. We have a flag on the play. Looks like a legal motion against Kennedy.
I'm not sure if Schultz really wanted to have that ball recepted. I think he threw it in the ground just in the area so that he didn't get thrown for a flag, because he knew he basically didn't have anything there.
Jerry Fricke talking over with Gary Getchman, one of the captains for the Jaguars.
Either way, I said last time, I'll say it again, they should just sit on the ball and go back and try and regroup at halftime.
This is going to be a big penalty, a 15-yarder. We'll have to wait for the call. And it's a clipping penalty against Kennedy, and that's a big one, 15-yard penalty. It'll set them back to their own 28-yard line.
2nd and 29.
2nd down and 29. Only 10 seconds remaining in the half. Anderson split to the far side. Schultz at quarterback. Here's the give to the 2nd man through. That's Sean Wellers. He dives over the side. Now he breaks away again.
Weller, the ball carrier.
He's tripped up after a gain of about 7 out to the 35. And that's going to be the end of the first half.
The police report to the northeast corner of the stadium.
With the score, Jefferson 7, Kennedy nothing.
Well, Jefferson, Coach Waldner's got to be a little discouraged with his team right now. As you see the previous play, just off tackle, he bounced on out. And that's what you want to get from him back, just determination to keep on get those legs, keep on running. If he gets bumped in, then try and bump out and try and make something out of it.
I would have to say Mike McKay, the head coach of Kennedy, has to be fairly pleased right now. They're moving the ball. They just don't have any field position.
He is. His defense is playing very well also.
7-0 here at halftime from Bloomington Athletic Stadium.
The Jefferson Marching Band looks ahead to their return for the 3rd time to the world-famous Pyramid of Roses Parade and celebration in Pasadena, California. Over 250 young men and women will make this trip in December, a trip highlighted with a marching appearance in the Tournament of Roses Parade. And now let's meet the young people who will make that appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jefferson Jaguar Marching Band. Band, take the field. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1985 Jefferson Football Marching Band. The Jefferson Marching Band will be led in the Tournament of Roses Parade by Senior Drum Major Kirk Juergens. What better way to begin tonight's program than with our favorite song for the next few months, the Jefferson Marching Band and California, Here We Come. In a song written by Prince, the title of which indicates the spectacular acceptance he has had amongst the world's teenagers. Here are the ladies, and let's go crazy. This year's Tournament of Roses tour will not only highlight the year for our band members, it will bring them closer to an important date in history as well. The band will perform at the world-famous Disneyland Park in Anaheim, one of the featured groups during the holiday season. This year, Disneyland celebrates its 30th anniversary. People of all ages remember well the music selections made famous by Disney and his cartoon characters. This includes our next number, written by Ned Washington in 1940. We know you will enjoy on a Minnesota fall evening, When You Wish Upon a Star. Steamboat Willie was none other than Walt Disney's favorite character, Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse stole the hearts of millions of children and adults alike for the past 50-plus years. Mickey Mouse has been seen and heard throughout the world. The band plays a musical salute to that lovable little mouse. The tune, the Mickey Mouse March. Out front, a few singing members of our marching band to help you sing along. The Jefferson Marching Band for 1985. Remember their post-game show. Thank you very much.
Scholarships at Bloomington Jefferson. Its National Merit semi-finalist time again. In 11th, Bloomington Jefferson seniors have received their high academic honors, ranking in the top 1/2 of 1% of the nation's seniors are Michelle Grimm, Jennifer Gammon, Kathleen Halbader, John Eller, Suzanne Hofstruck, John Howard, Caroline Kremer, Ann Schneider, Paul Ho, and Pauline Ho. Congratulations and good luck.
Voting to the boundaries yesterday. Jefferson 130, Armstrong 91. Junior varsity, Jefferson 127, Armstrong 122. Both scores were the highest recorded in the state this year.
Stadium. We're just about ready to get second half play underway. Jefferson leading Kennedy 7-0. Our only scoring we had came midway through the second quarter. Gary Getchman, the fullback for Jefferson, on a 2-yard run. Workman with the kick, 7-0, and Leo Kennedy has to be feeling good as they enter the third quarter to only be trailing 7-0.
Well, Coach McKay probably in their halftime speech probably pointed out that Kennedy is playing very good defense and that they got to continue to play that defense, and hopefully the offense will pick up on some of their good play and get some points on the board.
Mark Broden approaches the ball. This will be Greg Wallace from about the 15. He cuts over right side. He's got some running room, and now he's brought down from behind.
There's a flag on the play.
Brian Bischoff making this saving tackle over the right side, but we have a flag down, and we'll have to see what the call is here.
Well, it was on the opposite side of the field. It was probably a clipping call. They are pointing to the Jefferson team. Oh, no, they are pointing to the Kennedy team.
Once again, it could be a costly penalty for Kennedy on that scoring drive that Jefferson had in the second quarter. They recovered a fumble at the Kennedy 35, and then a holding penalty took the ball all the way to the 16-yard line, the defensive holding penalty against Kennedy. And then after a 14-yard Parkinson to Deegan pass, Getchman scored the only touchdown of the game.
Well, we were talking about in the first half, Kennedy has continually given Jefferson excellent field position to start off with. Fortunately, Kennedy's defense has been able to hold them, or Jefferson offense just hasn't been able to get the ball rolling. But if Kennedy keeps on doing this, Jefferson sooner or later will take advantage of it and put a lot of points on the scoreboard.
Jefferson will start the second half from their own 47-yard line. Morris and Getchman are the setbacks. Parkinson at quarterback. This time the inside give is to Greg Wallace, and he's tripped up after about a gain of 5.
Bischoff made the tackle.
Tackle made by Bischoff. Gain of 5 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 5 for the Jaguars.
Well, it's very important here on the early goings that Kennedy establishes their defense and cuts off those runs. They got to contain Getchman and Wallace and only hold them to like 1, 2, or 3 yards on each carry.
2nd down and 5. Monson split to the near side. Wallace in motion. He gets the handoff and tries right side, and he's cut down right at the line of scrimmage. Making the play, and there is number 30, Mike Dahl for Kennedy. Make it 3rd and 5 now for Jefferson, just inside Kennedy territory at their 48.
Right there is exactly what they wanted. Jefferson running the ball outside. Mike Dahl read it very well. Just ran along the line and met Wallace there at the line of scrimmage.
10:53, just underway here in the second half. Now we see Monson to the near side. Parkinson calling signals. Parkinson, the handoff inside, reverse, this time to Morris as he breaks some tackles, gets all the way down to about the 35-yard line. A nice block that time by number 88, Bob Deegan. Freed Morris, and he gets a pickup of about 13 on the play. Make it 1st and 10 for Jefferson on the 36 of Kennedy, and now we start to see the running attack of Jefferson get into high gear here.
Yeah, well, a little tricky inside reverse right there, and Deegan put on an excellent block, which enabled the runner to get inside and get a good 15-yard pickup.
Monson splits to the near side. Now Morris in motion, the handoff on the inside to Getchman, and he stretches for about 4 yards. Another nice pickup running over that big left side of the line for Jefferson, led by Kelly Bangasser and Mike Johnson for the Jaguars.
Getchman's got to be getting tired. He's been playing excellent on both offense and defense, and they've been almost exclusively going to him on offense.
Give Getchman 4 yards in the carry. 2nd down and 6 from the Eagle 32-yard line. And now we see a flag on the play. Might have had somebody line up in the neutral zone again as one of the line judges threw the flag, and it looks like it is against Kennedy once again.
I think they're going against number 78 there, Steve Stolarzik, and run off in the neutral zone, trying to get that extra edge on the Jefferson line.
Well, this will help the Jaguars. It'll bring up 2nd and 1 after they mark off the 5 yards. And once again, a crucial penalty against the Eagles. It hurt them all first half.
Kennedy's throughout the game has been giving up those crucial penalties and those crucial turnovers. And Jefferson, a team that will take advantage of them. They just won't let them waste. They'll take advantage of it and put it in the end zone if they can.
Second down now and 1 from the 27 of Kennedy. Parkinson, Getchman, and Morse are the setbacks. This time the handoff to Getchman over right side. He almost breaks a tackle. He'll have enough for the first down. Pick up about 3 on the play. In there to make the stop, Steve Gramstad for Kennedy.
On the 25.
Well, right now Jefferson just playing ball control. They're just doing a lot of off-tackle stuff, and they're getting the first yard, so there's no reason for them to start running outside or putting the ball in the air. Kennedy's been giving them those 5-yard runs continuously.
This will be the 6th play of the drive that started at their own 47-yard line. First and 10 from the 25. Here goes Wallace. He'll try right side, breaks into the secondary. Big gain. He should be close to a first down. He got out to about the 14-yard line of Kennedy. Brought down there by Brian Bischoff again.
Well, Wallace running outside right. Got a few good key blocks there and was able to turn upfield and pick it up for a first down.
First and 10 for Jefferson. They're at the Kennedy 14-yard line. They lead the game 7-0, threatening to go up by a pair of touchdowns here. 8:55 remaining, third quarter action. Kevin Lynch, the wide receiver on the near side. Wallace in at setback. The handoff to Getchman, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. Leading the way that time, number 54, Mike Smith for Kennedy.
Well, here we go with the Gary Getchman show again. They're just going to go Getchman off the tackles till they can punch that ball in.
No gain that time for Getchman. It'll still be second down and 10 from the 14-yard line of Kennedy. Getchman and Morse are the setbacks. Parkinson now gives it to Morse, who gives it to Wallace on the inside reverse. He's got some running room. Got down near the 5-yard line. He was brought down there by Chuck Stevenson, number 5, who is the cornerback. Also in there, Brian Bischoff, the rover in that 5-2 monster defense. Stopped at about the 6-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 2.
I guess Jefferson really likes that inside reverse there. It's the second time to do it. This time they went to the right side, and it's been working for him a couple times. No one ever expects the gadget play to come in on the goal line stances here, but Jefferson's trying to use everything they can to get that ball in the end zone.
Susan and Reed Ganas in now at the... We got a full house backfield to give us to Getchman. He pounds his way down just inside the 5-yard line. Should be pretty close to a first down. And it looks like we're going to have a measurement here. Now they say it's going to be short, so we'll have 4th down and just inside 1 yard to go. At about the 5-yard line of Kennedy.
Getchman that time just didn't get that one extra push. He'll probably get another chance right here, though.
Wallace and Morse, along with Lynch, come back into the lineup for Jefferson. And now it looks like Kennedy has taken a timeout, their first of the second half. I'd like to remind you, this is WJAG-TV, Jefferson High School, Bloomington, an affiliate station of BEC-TV, your Bloomington educational cable channel 17D. Coming up here, the 10th play of this drive. 7:06 remaining, third quarter. And Leo, once again, we're seeing the Jaguars' running game really start to take effect here early in the third quarter.
Well, the Jaguars are excellent at doing what they're doing. They're excellent at keeping control of that ball, doing those off-tackle runs all the way up and down the field and get that score. They're quick strikes. They're not trying to fool anybody. They just want to give it to Getchman and Wallace and watch them run it into the end zone.
We'd like to pause now for 5 seconds. Back here at Bloomington Stadium, 7 minutes, 6 seconds remaining, third quarter. The intra-city battle between Bloomington Jefferson and Bloomington Kennedy. Jefferson leading 7-0, and they're threatening again. They'll have a 4th down and 1 just inside the 5-yard line of Kennedy. And a key play coming up here.
Very important for both teams right here. It'd be really big if Kennedy could force Jefferson to make another play to get that 1st down.
Susan. Here's Getchman on the inside. I think he's got enough for the 1st down. We see a flag on the play.
Getchman, the ball carrier, there is a flag.
He gets down to about the 3-yard line. And we'll have to see what the call is here from referee Jerry Fricky. He's talking once again.
Face mask penalty.
And a face mask penalty against Kennedy. And that's going to be a killer.
That is. Kennedy, they couldn't afford to make another mistake right there. They already got their backs to the walls. They go ahead and give Jefferson another penalty. And it's almost inviting Jefferson into the end zone.
Jefferson will have a 1st and goal here from about the 2-yard line. Coming up here, the 11th play of this drive. It's already taken up 5 minutes of this 3rd quarter. Handoff, Getchman again. He pounds over the right side, and it's a touchdown for Jefferson. Gary Getchman, number 33, his 2nd touchdown of the evening over the right side of that Jefferson line. Chris Sotka, Derek Johnson at tackle, Bob Deegan, the tight end, and Mike Johnson, the center. And that gives Jefferson a 13-0 lead. 6:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Number 8, Bill Wortman on to attempt the PAT. Kevin Lynch will hold. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Wortman's kick is good.
So as they come back up the field, 6:53 remaining, 3rd quarter action. Jefferson now out on top, 14-0. Number 37, Jeff Monson, will tee it up here for the Jaguars. They're leading 14-0 over their crosstown rival, the Kennedy Eagles. Back deep for Kennedy, Steve Skamstrad.
Monson will kick off.
Also Chris Rossman back deep for the Eagles. Monson approaches the ball. Fairly short, the ball will bounce. It's taken there by Zeller. Zeller, number 35, bounces to the outside. He's got some running room. He's up across midfield, and he dives to about the 48-yard line of Jefferson.
Weller returns the kickoff.
Sean Weller, number 35,
48-yard line.
Jefferson territory. This will be the best field position that Kennedy has owned all evening. 1st and 10 from the Jefferson 48. 6:44 remaining in the second half. Scott Schultz, the quarterback, number 10. Wishbone formation once again. Schultz now looks, he's going deep. Number 81 out there, and he just about had it.
Pass was incomplete.
Number 81, Kevin Sorensen, the tight end, looking to haul in the pass from Scott Schultz. On the defense there was Greg Wallace, number 29. 2nd down and 10 from the 48. 6:28 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Schultz over the ball. Full house backfield once again. Back to pass again. Schultz looks. He goes deep for Anderson again. He's out there, and the ball is tipped away there by number 29, Greg Wallace. Anderson was behind him. Sorensen was behind him, but Wallace made a nice play to tip the ball away.
3rd and 10 on the 48.
3rd and 10. As Kennedy takes to the airways here in the 3rd quarter with 6:22 remaining. Big play here as Kennedy does not want to give the ball back up to Jefferson once again. Matt Zeller split to the near side. Jay Cox is the wingback. Schultz back to pass again. He's being rushed. Looks to get away, and he dumps it off there for Jay Cox, but he drops the ball at the line of scrimmage. Wouldn't have had much if he'd have caught it. Gary Getchman waiting right there to make the stop, bringing up 4th down now and 10 from the Jaguar 48. And looks like another punting situation as Kennedy takes to the airways on 3 straight plays there, but comes up empty.
Well, Kennedy had a really good opportunity there. He got that big run, and they finally got the ball in Jefferson territory. They just weren't able to capitalize on it. At least this time we'll see what Jefferson can do when they're deep in their own territory.
Rick Anderson back to punt. Monson deep, along with Getchman and Morris. And now we see a fake, and the ball goes out to Sean Weller, number 35, and he will go nowhere. Brought down there by number 31, Reed Ganas, as he smelled out the fake. And Jefferson will take over at their own 48-yard line, 1st and 10. 6:05 remaining 3rd quarter. Here's the replay.
Well, it wasn't exactly your textbook fake right there. Kind of a screenplay on the fake, and hoping that they could run for the 1st down. But you can't convict Kennedy for trying. They're down in this ball game, and they got to do something to turn it around.
Good field position now for Jefferson. They start from their own 48. Parkinson looking deep. He's got Kevin Lynch tipped away there by number 85. Ron Bell, the free safety for Kennedy. He had Lynch open, just threw it a little high.
Threw it a little high, and Lynch almost came out with another outstanding catch. He had the ball in his one hand. He just wasn't able to bring it down with him. Here we got him rolling out left, and he's got him open. Just wasn't able to hit him. He overthrew him into the opposite side.
2nd down now and 10. Jefferson holding a 14-0 lead. Parkinson. Lynch is the split to the near side. Handoff inside to Tim Morse, but the flag is thrown and the ball is dead. Looks like it's going to be a legal procedure against the Jaguars.
There was a little movement in the backfield. Someone got a little anxious, or someone didn't quite know what the count was.
This will bring up 2nd down and 15 now for Jefferson as they go back to their own 43-yard line.
It's important for Kennedy to keep that pressure on him. Now that they got him a 15-yard back, they got to make it a 20-yard. They got to keep on pushing him back and get some of that good offensive field position for themselves.
And of course, the penalty takes away from some of the running game now that Jefferson would like to use to eat up that clock.
So right now it's just Jefferson against the clock. They got the lead, they have the momentum. They just want to run the ball, take off, eat up as much of the clock as they can, and hold on to that 14-0 lead so they can keep their undefeated record.
Kennedy coming into tonight's game 0-3 on the season. And Coach Mike McKay looking for a big upset tonight. And if he could pull it off, it'd really help their season, which would be just one win, but it would really help out for the rest of the way.
If anything, it would put a lot of smiles on their faces at Kennedy High School, that's for sure.
2nd down, 15. Lynch splits to the near side. Getchman and Wallace are the setbacks. Parkinson back to pass, shuffles underneath to Wallace. He's got some room there. He may have fumbled the football, and he did at about the 50-yard line, and Kennedy recovers. Greg Wallace fumbling the football. Hard to see who knocked it away. It looked like Brian Bischoff, the rover back, got a piece of it. And Kennedy will have good field position at the midfield stripe.
Well, I think that was the good break that Kennedy really needed. They had good defense of hacking after the ball. Kind of a tricky play on Jefferson's part, something out of the Dallas Cowboys playbook. But Kennedy was able to read it okay and come up with a big turnover and see if they can convert it into 6 points.
First down now for Kennedy. They're at the midfield stripe. Second man through. That's Sean Weller. He breaks into the secondary, fumbles the football, and I believe Jefferson recovered it. He got down to the 35-yard line and coughed up the football.
Jefferson recovers.
And Jefferson recovers it. It looked like number 36, Chris Weichel, the linebacker, recovered the football after Weller coughed it up after a nice 15-yard gain.
Well, what can you say? When it rains, it pours. There he got a great play, great run, and he just got hit really hard and coughed the ball up. And Weichel was able to come up with a big recovery for Jefferson.
Second turnover on the night for Kennedy, and that was a costly one. Down to 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The handoff goes to Greg Wallace as he tries the right side, gets some good yardage and good blocking. He's up to about the 49-yard line, gain of about 9, second down and 1.
Right now, Kennedy's defense has got to be tired. Their offense hasn't been giving them much of a rest. Kennedy's been playing good 2.5 quarters. They've been playing excellent defense. They're just too tired. They're not going to be able to hold Jefferson runners all that much longer.
Second down, a long one from their own 49-yard line. Parkinson gives to Wallace again. He tries right side and cuts down. Now he squirts away, and he's going to be gone for a touchdown. Greg Wallace, 51 yards for the touchdown. A nice block that time.
Greg Wallace, 51 yards for the
on the
touchdown.
inside from the right side of the line of Jefferson. And as soon as Wallace hit the line of scrimmage, it looked like he was stopped, bounced off to the right side, and sprinted 51 yards for a touchdown.
Once again, Coach Wallner has taught his backs really well that if there's nothing inside, try outside. That's exactly what he did. And he had good blocking upfield and just had an open field. Just turned it out on his own. A good individual effort.
Bill Wortman, number 8, will attempt the PAT out of the hold of Kevin Lynch. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. As we look at the replay, the score, Jefferson 21, Kennedy nothing, 3:42 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, the Jefferson fans, they're sure happy, having a good celebration, and they'll be able to go to that victory dance afterwards and have something to smile about. Whereas Kennedy, well, Kennedy, they have something to smile about. This is probably the best defensive effort they've had, even though they've given up a few big plays. For the most part, they've stuck together pretty well.
What was a very close first half, halftime 7-0 is now turned in to a bit of a rout for Jefferson. They lead it 21-0. 2 third quarter touchdowns, one, the last one a big run by Greg Wallace.
Definitely a big third quarter for Jefferson. They've had a couple of good breaks. They had a big turnover and got it right back. And Wallace was able to run it in. 52 yards out. I believe that's his longest on the season.
Monson will kick off. Jeff Monson, number 37, will kick off for Jefferson. Sean Weller, who returned a nice kick last time, is back deep. This time he kicks it fairly long. Taken there at the 15 by Weller. Weller up to about the 30-yard line. Looked like we had a face mask on the play as the flags go down.
That was definitely a face mask on that one. He just kind of tackled him around the neck, kind of a collar tackle on that one.
Schmidt made the return.
So after they mark off the penalty, Kennedy will have great field position as they look to get on the scoreboard here late in the third quarter. Trailing 21-0 as we see the Jefferson band whoop it up here at Bloomington Stadium.
They enjoy themselves, huh? Well, Kennedy, they got a perfect chance here. We see the thing here. We'll see the face mask coming up right here.
Face mask penalty against Jefferson.
Maybe we didn't, but there was a face mask on that. Kennedy right now has got another good opportunity, but good opportunities aren't really that good unless you can turn them into some points.
1st and 10 now for Kennedy at their own 47-yard line. Scott Schultz is the quarterback. Schultz First man through is the fullback, Jim Schmidt. He pounds his way for about 5 yards across midfield and into Jaguar territory at the 49, second down and 5.
Well, right now, Kennedy, in order to stay in this game and possibly come up with a win or a tie, they don't have to do something really quick. They don't have to go to the air or go to some gadget plays. They're not going to be able to get too much just going inside.
3 minutes now remaining, third quarter action. Second down and 5 for the Eagles. First man through is Schmidt again. He breaks into the secondary. Gets down to about the 36-yard line. Brought down there, tripped up by number 29, Greg Wallace, who just scored the touchdown for Jefferson. Greg Wallace doing it both ways tonight.
I tell you, he is doing it all. Wallace is just, I guess when you get a good thing, go with it. So Coach Waldner's just putting him on offense and defense so he can just spread the wealth, I guess.
First and 10, 37-yard line of Jefferson. Kennedy showing signs now of moving the football. Scott Schultz, the give once again to Schmidt as he dives up across the 35 and down to the 34-yard line. A pickup of about 4 on the play. Bring up second down and 6, and Chris Weichel, the linebacker for the Jaguars, made the stop.
Right now, Coach Waldner's got to be thinking that his linebackers are making a few too many tackles right now. They got to get those tackles up on the line and control those Eagle runners from getting into the backfield in the secondary.
There's a look at Coach Bruno Waldner of the Jaguars. Full house backfield now. Here's the give over the left side. Looks like Sean Weller. Sean Weller tripped up as he gets down around the 30-yard line. Making that the stop that time. Jeff Monson in there on the stop. Make it 3rd and 2 now for Kennedy.
Well, Kennedy is doing what they should have been doing the whole game, is getting that ball into the secondary, running it and getting those open holes so the backs can get in there and get those 6, 7, 8-yard carries.
Matt Zeller split to the near side, 3rd and 2. The handoff inside and brought down as the quarterback, Scott Schultz, as he was looking to get outside on the option. And breaking through that time was Gary Getchman to make the stop, and a loss on the play of about 3. 4th down and 5. We're down to 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining, third quarter.
Well, Schultz was trying to be tricky there. The Eagles trying to make something happen here, but they forgot to tell Gary Getchman that he wasn't supposed to make such an outstanding defensive play there. He just stayed at home, read the play, and stayed on the quarterback and brought him down.
And trailing 21-0, Kennedy will go for it at the Jaguar 34-yard line. Anderson split to the near side. Schultz back to pass. He's being chased by Johnson. Rolls, now he's looking deep downfield. The ball is tipped away there by Kevin Lynch.
There was a little bumping there on the defense there. Jefferson defensive player bumped in to number 27, Troy Anderson, I think who was the intended receiver.
We'll have to wait to see what the call is.
And Kennedy's going to get another big break right here.
And it is indeed pass interference against the Jaguars. 40 seconds remaining, third quarter, and a big break that time for Kennedy to keep this drive alive.
Well, if Kennedy can get that ball in before the end of the third quarter, they still have a good possibility of making Jefferson kind of look behind their shoulders and see them catching up to him.
The penalty should be 15 yards from the previous spot, the line of scrimmage. It will be a first down. And the ball will be placed about the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 from there for Kennedy. Their deepest penetration of the night.
Now if they can only turn this deep penetration into some points. Kennedy's been playing fairly well throughout the game. Just they've made a few mistakes, and Jefferson's come up with a few big plays, and that's the difference in the ball game.
1st and 10. Matt Zeller is split to the far side. Here's Schultz. Gives off the second man through is Sean Weller. He breaks some tackles, gets down to about the 10-yard line. Should be just short of the first down. A nice pickup of about 9. Make it 2nd down and 1 for the Eagles as they begin to move here.
Well, even if nothing else comes out of this, they can at least go back on the game films and look at this drive and look at what they've been doing right on this play and maybe use it to their advantage as we're coming to the end of the third quarter here.
And that is the end of the third quarter with the score, Jefferson 21, Kennedy nothing. This is WJAG-TV, Jefferson High School, Bloomington, an affiliate station of BEC-TV, your Bloomington Educational Cable Channel 17D.
As we watch the players go back and forth here, Kennedy's got to be a little pleased at their situation right now. They're finally getting something going right now. They had a good drive, aided by a couple penalties, but yes, a good drive. And hopefully they'll be able to get the ball in the end zone and try and turn the momentum around.
We're just about ready to begin fourth quarter action from Bloomington Athletic Field as we get another look at the fine Jefferson Jaguar marching band.
They enjoy themselves.
Kennedy will have second down and a long 2 to go. This will be the 8th play of the drive.
Right now they're not looking for that long 2. They're looking at that G, looking at that goal line. They're going to try and get there. Second down, third down, or fourth down.
Well, Coach Mike McKay expressed his concern before the game that the offense had just not been moving the football in their previous 3 games this season. And a touchdown here would be a big lift because they were shut out last week by Burnsville.
It would be. Big shot in the arm right now.
Second down and 2. Zeller is split to the near side, fullback backfield. Here's Weller through the hole. He breaks a couple tackles and stretches his way down to about the 5 or 6 yard line. That'll be a first down and goal for Kennedy as they continue to move behind the good running of number 35, Sean Weller.
Sean Weller's been showing the way for him now. He's had about 3 good carries right now, getting about 5 yards on that one.
Running behind the offensive line of Ron DeChico, Brett Phillips, Larry Francis, Mark Brown, and Bruce Neal. Doing a fine job of blocking on this series.
Getting back to the point about Coach McKay expressing his concern about the offense tonight, he's got to be happy with what's happened today, but he's also got to be happy with the defense. They haven't been doing much defensively either, and they've held their own pretty much today except for a few unfortunate big plays.
Full house backfield once again, wishbone formation, and now one of the tackles jumps on the right side, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty for Kennedy. It looked like maybe right tackle Bruce Neal was the guilty party on that play.
Well, as soon as things start going good, wouldn't you know, they turn back around. But they're still there. They're still within 10 yards of that goal line. And whether they get it now or whether they get it with 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter, it's going to make them feel a lot better about the game.
First and goal now after the penalty was assessed. Ball sitting at the 10-yard line of Jefferson. Jaycox and Anderson split to the far side, deuce backfield. Here's Schultz looking across the middle, and the ball is tipped away. He was looking for number 81, Kevin Sorensen. The ball looked like it was tipped by Monson, and they threw a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
We may have interference again, but Leo, that looked like the ball was tipped, so there shouldn't be an interception, and that's what the call is.
Well, the ball was tipped right here. We'll see it right now. I'm not sure if the referee could see that or not. Defender was just playing the ball right there. He didn't see his teammate tip the ball, so really couldn't call the defender on that.
Susan got a hand on it as he was looking for Sorensen, the tight end. Sorensen was hit, and perhaps the back judge or the official on the play did not see the tip, and he had to get help from another one of the officials.
Both the official and the other defender did not see the tip.
Second down and goal. Here's Schultz now handing off through the middle. Sean Weller again. He stopped after a very short gain of about 3 yards.
Weichel made the tackle. Weller the ball.
Weichel on the tackle for Jefferson. It'll bring up third and goal from about the 6, and we have an injured Jaguar on the play.
Can't quite make it out on time. While we have time, we wanted to, at first, opening of the game, we mentioned that the sophomore running back for Kennedy Eagles there was some concern whether he'd be able to play the entire game because Jaycox is a sophomore, and we weren't sure if he played yesterday in the JV game. if he did play yesterday in the JV game, I'm sure Coach Waldner will bring it to the attention of the officials.
They're attending to the Jefferson Jaguar injured player. I want to remind you that our next telecast will be October 4th from here at Bloomington Stadium. It'll be Jefferson against St. Louis Park. And Leo, that will be homecoming for the Jaguars. And so we're looking for a big night on October 4th.
Should be one to watch where all the fans will be up for it, and so, same with the team.
Not sure who the injured player is. It looks like it might be number 60, Chris Sotka.
Coming off.
Looks like Chris Sotka is the injured player for the Jaguars.
Chris Sotka is injured for Jefferson.
Well, you always hate to see injuries like that.
Well, you know, Bruno Waldner, the coach of Jefferson, had said before the game that very few injuries, if any, for Jefferson this year. They've really been healthy, and it's helped them out a lot, because a lot of times if you're thin in certain positions and you get an injury, it can really hurt the ball club as a whole.
And they've been very lucky so far, and it's best to keep the team together. They don't want to have to make substitution and rely on someone who's not used to being in there. And hopefully Chris will end up being okay.
Third down and goal now for Kennedy. Their first major threat of the night to score. And they need to capitalize right here, Leo, if they have any chance of getting back into this ball game.
Yeah, they got to do it now, and they got to do it fast.
Anderson split to the far side. Here's Schultz back to pass. Looking into the end zone for Sorensen. He's got it. Touchdown. Kevin Sorensen, the tight end, number 81. From Scott Schultz, and Kennedy is on the board, and that's got to be a big lift for the Eagles right now, Leo.
It's got to be Schultz, put the ball right up there, right where it's supposed to be, and there's excellent concentration on the part of Chris Sorensen. And he just hauled it in for the 6 points, and they got to be a lot more happier right now on the Kennedy Eagles side of the field.
Mark Broden will attempt the extra point. 21-6 now. Jefferson leads it. The hold is down. The kick is up by Broden, and the kick is no good. Off to the right. Broden misses off to the right. So as they come back up the field, the score now with 11 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Jefferson 21, Kennedy 6. Let's pause on WJAG-TV. Martin, Todd Kim back here at Bloomington Athletic Field. Kennedy has just scored their first points in the ball game. The extra point kick by Broden was no good, but Leo, they really needed to put 6 points on the board there after being shut out last week by Burnsville. They really needed a touchdown there.
It's kind of like getting over that hump right now, you know. Once you get that 6 points or that 3 points, it kind of releases something, and it kind of releases the offensive and defensive talents on the team.
A nice 10-play drive by Kennedy, which started at the end of the third quarter. And now Broden will kick off. Jefferson looks for the onside as they bring everybody up, but he'll kick it deep. And taking the ball is Greg Wallace, number 29. He veers to the outside, looks for a lane, comes up to about the 35-yard line.
Wallace returns to the 37.
Brought down there by number 37, Mike McCallion, for the Kennedy Eagles. First down and 10 at about the 36.
Well, there were
for
three.
Jefferson, and we see another injured Jaguar down on the field.
There were 3 Eagles right there waiting for him, and was able to get him. See if we can get in the instant replay here. Morris just took the ball on the right side, kind of went off his own as blockers weren't over there. And you saw a host of Eagles just waiting for him to bring him on down.
They're tending to the injured player. Looks like it might be Greg Wallace, the ball carrier on that last play.
It is Greg Wallace, and maybe he just had the wind knocked out of him or something, but it's good to see him get up on his own because the Jefferson zone need him throughout the whole year and his legs to help push him towards another playoff berth.
And Bruno Waldner just breathed a sigh of relief right there.
Can hear it all the way up here.
1st and 10 now for the Jaguars on their own 36-yard line. John Parkinson, number 14, still in there at quarterback. Getchman and Morse are the setbacks. Here's Morse over the left side.
Morse, the ball carrier.
Gains about 3 yards before he's stacked up there at about the 40-yard line. Make it a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 from their own 40.
Well, right now there's not much Jefferson's going to be able to do except just run the ball. They don't have to worry about getting the ball into the end zone anymore right now. So they're just going to try and eat up as much of that clock as they can.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. Monson split to the near side. Here's the handoff, this time to number 20, Todd Murray.
Murray, the ball carrier.
And Murray squirts his way up to about the 49-yard line. Or that's the 44-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and about 2.
3rd and 1.
Should see Getchman again right here. A little off tackle, I'd say right. Oh, why not? Let's go left on this one.
9:50 remaining in the 4th quarter. Jefferson hanging on to a 21-6 lead over Kennedy. 3rd and 2. Handoff this time to Morse as he dives in there right about the 45-yard line. It's going to be short of the 1st down. It will bring up 4th and 1.
They had a long one to go on that one. It looks like he just came about half a yard short on that.
Good penetration that time by the Kennedy defense, led by nose guard Tim Norby, number 88, and also the right tackle, number 75, Dave Schoenhofen.
So you see the punting unit come on now.
Fourth and 1, no sense in going for it right here. You own a 2-touchdown lead. You might as well kick it away.
Just try and get it.
Fourth down and 6 from their own 40-yard line. Parkinson will punt it away. Not much rush. The kick is away. It's a low one. It'll be taken there by number 12, Brian Bischoff, as he tries the right side and gets back to about the 30-yard line.
Bischoff returns Parkinson punt to the
It'll be 1st down and 10 for Kennedy on their own 30-yard line. 8 minutes, 41 seconds to go. And we see a couple flags again on the play, Leo.
Well, there has been a lot of penalties in this game, and a lot of them, unfortunately, has been going against Kennedy. Hopefully this one's not going against, this one's going against Jefferson. So maybe Kennedy will be able to get that extra 5, 10, even 15 yards closer to that end zone.
Well, they're talking to Scott Schultz, the captain for Kennedy. It looks like a personal foul against the Jaguars, and that should tack on 15 of them.
You can tell by all the personal foul penalties tonight that there is no love lost between these two teams. Crosstown rivals, East versus West. And nothing needs to be said about getting these two teams up for this game.
And now Kennedy will have great field position. They'll start from their own 45. 1st and 10 from there. And a quick score here, and it could be right back in the ball game. Anderson will split far to the right side. Jaycox will now split to the near side. I backfield. We haven't seen much of the I backfield tonight like we thought we would. Schultz back to pass. The rush is on. He might be taken down, and he is by Derek Johnson, number 73. Derek Johnson back about the 34-yard line, broke through the line and grabbed Schultz and dropped him for a loss. A loss of about 11 on the play, make it 2nd down, 21 for Kennedy. Big play there by the defense.
Well, Schultz dropped way back. He just didn't have anybody to throw to. And Derek Johnson came through and made an excellent individual play, as we'll see it again here. Schultz dropping back. There's no one open. And you see Johnson getting through there and just throwing them down to the ground.
Obvious passing situations now for Kennedy. Schultz back to pass again. He's being rushed. He dumps it off over the middle to Sorensen, the tight end, and he picked up about 5 yards, but nothing more than that. Brought down by number 33, Gary Getchman. And also Jeff Monson in there, number 37, to make the stop. But they'll let him catch it underneath like that, Leo. They've got a long way to go here. Still third and about 16 to go.
Right now, basically, Jefferson's going to be playing his zone. They don't want to let anybody get behind him and get that 6 points.
See Derek Johnson, who just made the sack, coming off the field. Third down and 16. Anderson split to the far side. High backfield once again. Now the handoff is the second man through, Sean Weller. He's got some running room, and he's got a first down. Sean Weller breaking through. Jefferson looking for the pass, and he broke into Jefferson territory. He's at the 44-yard line. First and 10, a gain of 17.
I like
the replay.
I like that call right there by Coach McKay. Kind of everybody was looking past, misdirection play there, right up the middle.
So Kennedy moving the ball once again. A big third down, 17-yard pickup by Weller, number 29. Troy Anderson split to the near side. This time Schultz keeps it around the right end, and he'll be dropped for little or no gain, maybe a gain of 1. Looked like number 31, Reed Ganas, in there on the stop that time. And that didn't fool anybody, Leo.
No, it sure didn't. They were trying to fool someone, hoping they could get Schultz outside.
Jeff Nelson.
Tell you, Kennedy's playing really well this fourth quarter.
6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
Second and 11.
In the fourth quarter, Troy Anderson now splits to the near side for Kennedy. Here comes the blitz. They read it. Schultz back to pass. Looks over the middle, and he was looking for Troy Anderson. A little short on the play as he had a heavy rush that time as Jefferson sent a couple linebackers.
Jefferson has been doing a fairly decent job of putting pressure on Schultz all right now as they're going into a hurry-up offense.
Third down and 11 into the hurry-up offense. Schultz back to pass. He's got time. Now he's being rushed. He'll try and dump it off for Sorensen, the tight end. On the coverage that time, Chris Weichel, the linebacker, and he had to dump it away from him. It'll bring up fourth down and 11, and I believe they'll probably go for it, Leo.
Well, they probably should. They got nothing to lose. It's 21-6 right now midway through the fourth quarter. They got to make something happen now. Jefferson
getting good rush on the pass play as they flush Schultz out of the pocket, and then good coverage by Weichel, and he threw it away.
Schultz basically had nowhere to go, and hoping Weichel could come up with a great catch. It just wasn't to be on that play.
Here's Matt Zeller, number 29. He's split to the near side. We got a full house wishbone backfield. Schultz, play action. Back to pass, looking across the middle and behind his intended receiver. Number 35, Sean Weller, the tailback. And Jefferson will take over on downs. First and 10 from their own 45. And Leo, they really needed to get the convert on fourth down there to keep the game in doubt, if any.
Well, on that one, they didn't. There's no doubt that they had to go for it. They have to get points, and they have to get them fast. Schultz just hasn't been given enough time, and he's been throwing the ball fairly short throughout the whole evening.
Now here's Jefferson. John Parkinson still in there at the quarterbacking position. They'll look to eat up a lot of clock here, probably stay on the ground. They give it to Getchman on the inside. He fights his way for about 4 yards. Nice running on the inside that time by Getchman. Brought down by number 36, Paul Moe, the linebacker for Kennedy. Make it second down and a long 5.
Well, Jefferson's just going to keep on running, try and run off some of that clock, and tuck their fourth victory under their belts.
5 minutes, 35 seconds remaining, fourth quarter action. Jefferson trying to eat up some clock now as they're going to try and keep it on the ground. This is Greg Wallace around right end. He's got an opening. He goes around right end. He's down to the 30, the 25, the 20, breaks another tackle, and he's finally caught at about the 11-yard line. Brought down from behind by number 30. Mike Dahl made the the play-saving tackle that time, saved the touchdown. We do have a flag on the play. Nice running that time by Wallace.
Well, Wallace just got outside again. He made some excellent plays, individual efforts on that tail end of that run, just eluding some of those defenders.
Looks like it's going to be personal foul, probably a late hit against Kennedy that time, and that will move the ball
After the run, there's a personal
inside the
foul
10-yard line to about the 5.5 or 6-yard line.
First
First down and goal for Jefferson as they threaten to blow this game open again.
As we see the offensive play being called in there. Wallace just having a great night. He's breaking off those long runs.
First and goal now for Jefferson, 5:14 remaining fourth quarter action. Getchman and Wallace are the setbacks. Parkinson at quarterback. The give is to Wallace on the inside, stacked up immediately. Might have gotten to the 5.
Wallace carries it, second down at the
Nice
5.
charge that time from the Kennedy
Jeff
defense, led by
Nelson,
Tim Norby
please report to the
and
north
Dave
gate.
Schoenhofen
Jeff
and Steve
Nelson
Stolarsik
to the north
on
gate,
the interior
please.
for Kennedy.
Well, Wallace wasn't going to break any on that one. He was met there by practically the entire Kennedy Eagle defense.
Jefferson taking their time, using the clock. Down to 4.5 minutes remaining. Getchman and Wallace are the setbacks again. The give is to Wallace over the right side. He'll be in there for a touchdown.
Craig Wallace scored.
Nice block that time by number 62, Kelly Bangasser, as he pulled out to lead the charge for Wallace. And that makes it a 27-6 ball game. Here's the replay.
Got Wallace just going outside there. You see that good block right there, springing him out. And just sprinted on into the end zone for another 6 points for the Jefferson Jaguars. Wallace has got to be in a good mood tonight. He's been having a great evening.
Bill Wortman will now attempt the point after. Out of the hold of Kevin Lynch.
Jefferson's going to take a timeout right here.
Want to remind you that after the game, Leo will be talking to the winning coach, which looks like Bruno Waldner at this time. And Leo, I suppose you'll be talking to a very pleased Bruno Waldner, especially about the second half. A sluggish first half for Jefferson, but they got untracked in the third quarter and now own a 27-6 lead.
Well, Bruno probably will be happy, but you know coaches, they always find something wrong with the game. But I'm sure he's very pleased with the effort that his team put out tonight, especially in the second half, as you said. Wortman is almost perfect on his extra points attempts there. He's only missed 1 in 4 games.
Wortman to try the point after. Kevin Lynch the hold. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is perfect. So, as they come back up the field, 4:21 remaining in the fourth quarter. Jefferson now leads the game 28-6 over Kennedy.
See the band getting in on some of the fun here that the Jefferson Jaguars are enjoying tonight. In the second half, everything just went Jefferson's way.
Well, you know, Leo, they really got their running game going, using the counters, the inside reverse. Craig Wallace with a big second half here, a 52-yard touchdown run with 3:42 remaining in the third quarter, and now a 5-yard run to make the score 28-6. Their running game really got going in that second half.
It was kind of stagnant there in the first half, and then Wallace and both Getchman and Wallace started breaking them for the 5 and the 6-yarders, and then Wallace just went wild and had that 51-yarder and then that other 32-yarder.
Monson will kick off for Jefferson. Weller is deep for the Eagles.
Monson kicks off.
Monson kicks it deep. This will be Jaycox at the 8-yard line. Gets back out to running now about to a 30-yard line.
Jaycox returns Monson's kick to the 30-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 Kennedy from their own 30. We're down to 4:08 remaining. And Leo, how important would it be for Mike McKay if his team could stick one in the end zone right here before the game ended?
Well, it may not mean too much as far as the outcome of the game, of course, but it's going to give his Eagle team a tremendous boost going into next week's game. Every game, every play has some importance, whether you're winning or losing. And even though they're on the losing end of this score, Coach McKay has got to find some bright spots in tonight's game, especially the fourth quarter output by his offense.
Here's the handoff. 47. Inside now to number 47, Pete Haney, who's in there replacing Schmidt. He gets a gain of about 3, make it 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles on their own 32-yard line.
Well, only time will tell until the game is over.
It looks like we may have a new quarterback in there. And this time the handoff. Looks like Sean Weller carrying the ball that time.
Rick Anderson, the ball carrier, it's 3rd and 1.
Gets out to about the 38. Bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Eagles. And in fact, we do have a new quarterback. It's number 37, Mike McCallion. That's an odd number for a quarterback, but Mike McCallion is in there now at quarterback for the Eagles. 3rd down and 1. The give is on the inside. 2nd man through that time. Looks like Anderson, and we've got a bunch of flags on the play. Looked like somebody from the defense for Jefferson was trying to get off the field.
You might have got that. You might have had a couple players anxious to get on and off. See what the call is here.
There we see McCallion and the Eagle huddle. 2:55 remaining. Well, it looks like Jefferson will go to 4-0 on the season as they try and get back to the playoffs once again. Kennedy will go to 0-4. But Leo, at times in that 3rd quarter, especially and early in the 4th quarter, the Kennedy offense has moved the ball some.
Yes, the Kennedy offense was showing a lot of promise there. I'm sure Coach McKay was wishing that they could have done that around early in the 1st or 2nd quarter.
After the penalty against Jefferson, the ball is at the 46-yard line. McCallion in there at quarterback. The give now is on the inside to number 47, Pete Haney again, and he cracks his way for about 7 yards across midfield and to the Jefferson 48-yard line. Give him a gain of 6, make it 2nd down and 4 from the 48 of Jefferson.
Well, right now you're getting a lot of second-string players able to get some playing time in there, and that makes everybody happy when they get to play.
2 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. 4th quarter. Number 20, Tom Johnson, split to the near side.
Oh, gee whiz.
This time a massive hit as McCallion tried to give it once again to Pete Haney. He was met right at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 4.
Make it 3rd and 4 now from the 48. No gain on the play.
Good defensive pursuit there by the Jefferson Jaguars. Meeting them right at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 4. McCallion is your quarterback. This time McCallion keeps it and gives it to the 2nd man through. And the runner was number 39, Rick Anderson. He got near the 1st down marker, and we'll have to see. They're taking a look at it.
Coach McKay is trying to get a couple of his juniors and a couple of his underclassmen in there, try and give them some work for future use this year and definitely for next year.
We're going to have a measurement here. One minute, 39 seconds remaining. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast of the Bloomington Intercity rivalry.
How you doing?
Jefferson against Kennedy.
How you doing?
Kennedy does pick up the 1st down, so Anderson had enough for it. as we see a lot of reserves now in the game for both teams.
Spectators on the home side are reminded
Shane
you
Ball
may
in there
leave
on
either
defense
end-
now
Either end of the stadium.
for Jefferson. We also see Chris Unger in there, number 21. And now here's McCallion in the Eagles. Back to pass. He looks over to the right side. He has his receiver, number 20. And that is Tom Johnson.
McCallion.
And he gets all the way down to about the 20-yard line. Pickup of about 22 on the play. Nice pass play that time.
Very nice pass play and a very nice, nifty little move there
Joe Bacul made
on the part of Johnson. I think it was Johnson was the receiver. He made a little instep to the middle of the field and went back outside and got an extra 10 yards out of it.
1:25 remaining. Kennedy trying to put the final points on the board of tonight's game. Here's McCallion, gives it to Rick Anderson through there. He's got a nice hole. Carries down to about the 12-yard line. Nice run that time by Rick Anderson. Second down and about 2 from the 12.
Coach McKay's got to be pleased with his fourth quarter output here by his offense. They've been looking very sharp, run the plays very well.
We also see number 42, Mark Cooper, in there on defense for Jefferson. McCallion back to pass. He looks for Johnson out on the right flat, and it's just off his fingertips, incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. Just 47 seconds now remaining to be played in tonight's ball game. 3rd and 2 from the 12 for Kennedy. McCallion, we see the full house backfield once again. This time the give is to Anderson again, the second man through. He bangs down to about the 10-yard line, maybe just got inside of it. Very close to the first down. And in fact, he does have a first down, so it'll be 1st and goal for Kennedy. 41 seconds remaining as they try and score here in the late going. The clock is moving, 37 seconds to play. Kennedy trying to hurry up to get to the line of scrimmage. McCallion is the quarterback. Back to pass, he looks across the middle for Johnson, and it looks like we may have another interference call as he collided back there. Looked like he collided with number 24, Dave Ebeling. One of the defensive backs now in for the Jefferson Jaguars on defense. And it is, in fact, an interference call as we get the call from Jerry Fricke. 21 seconds remaining. Jefferson leads at 28-6. And they look to go 4-0 on the season here as we head to the halfway point.
First down just inside the 5.
Half the distance to the goal. 1st down and 5 now for Kennedy as they look to score here in the final moments. McCallion gives it to the second man through. That's Rick Anderson. He's right into the goal line and touchdown. Rick Anderson on a 5-yard run gives Kennedy their second touchdown of the evening. That makes it 28-12, just 16 seconds remaining. And Coach Mike McKay has to be very happy about getting the late touchdown. Mark Broden in to try the point after. He missed on his first attempt. This time the snap is high. Broden picks it up. And now he looks to throw it into the end zone, wide open for the 2-point conversion. Looked like number 85, Ron Bell.
Broden to Bell for the 2-point conversion.
And the 2-point conversion is good to make it 28-14 with 16 seconds remaining to be played. Ron Bell, one of the blocking backs, in there for the point after. The snap went over Broden's head. He picked it up and threw it to a wide open Bell for the 2-point conversion. So after the only one touchdown in the first half, we've had a lot of points scored here in the second half. 21 by the Jaguars and now 14 by Kennedy. We're down to our final 16 seconds. Stay tuned. Right after the game, Leo Gilmartin will be down to talk to the winning coach, Bruno Waldner of the Jefferson Jaguars, who has to be pleased with tonight's victory against their arch rival. Broden will set to kick now. Jefferson brings almost everybody up, awaiting the onside kick. They leave one man deep. And it looks like that's Jason Please, number 40, deep. Here's the onside attempt now. And the ball bounding around, it's loose. It looks like it might have gone out of bounds before anybody gained control. And if that's the case, Jefferson will get the ball at the spot it traveled out of bounds. First and 10 now. 16 seconds remaining. As we see a host of reserves coming in now for Jefferson. Number 12, Steve Schletty, in there at quarterback. And now we do have a flag on the play, but I believe they're just asking if they want the ball where it went out of bounds, and that's what they will take.
Certainly wasn't a personal call or anything like that.
Remind you again that our next telecast, October 4th, in 2 weeks. Homecoming night for Jefferson as they play St. Louis Park. And now we have Steve Schletty in there at quarterback. Host of other players in there. Looks like Chris Alexander at one of the halfbacks. And now Schletty goes in to just fall on the ball and run out the final 10 seconds of this ball game.
Conference football. Jefferson, 28.
Well, another victory for Coach Bruno Waldner and the Jefferson Jaguars as the clock runs out. And the big rivalry game of 1985 is history as Jefferson defeats Kennedy 28-14. After a sluggish first half, Jefferson got their running game going in scoring 2 third-quarter touchdowns and increased their lead to 21-0 before Kennedy could finally get points on the board.
At the end of the second quarter, Jefferson 7-0.
And then in the fourth quarter, early on, with the score 21-6, Greg Wallace again on a touchdown to make it 28-6. And then with just 16 seconds remaining, Rick Anderson scored from 5 yards out for Kennedy. And the 2-point conversion was good. And the final score, 28-14. Jefferson record goes to 4-0 on the season as they look to try and make another appearance in the state playoffs. Kennedy falls to 0-4 on the year. And there you see a couple of the injured Jaguars going off the field. That looked like 77, Eric Napola, one of the injured players going off. Coach Bruno Waldner has to be concerned after having very few injuries all year, coming up with a couple tonight. As the Jefferson band salutes their Jaguars, picking up another victory. A rather easy one tonight after last week's overtime victory, 14-13 against Minnetonka. As we head to the second half of this season, Jefferson standing at 4-0 and looking in like they're in good shape. And now with the victorious coach Bruno Waldner, let's go down to the field and Leo Gilmartin.
Go! Okay, Leo Gilmartin here live with Coach Bruno Waldner. And Coach Waldner's got to be happy with the outcome of this 28-14 victory.
I can't even hear your question.
We can't hear you right now.